So, guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Ich hoffe, es geht euch gut. Mir geht's auf jeden Fall gut. Ja, mache ich direkt. Ist zwar gerade nur Bootgeräusche im Hintergrund, aber egal. Das hat nämlich heute den Grund, wir spielen heute What Remains of Edith Finch. Und ich habe mir das Spiel angeschaut tatsächlich und ich fand's mega. Ich fand's so mega. Everdella 012. Jo, was ab? Herzlich willkommen im Stream. Ich hoffe, wir haben eine wunderbare Zeit heute. Und zwar mit diesem wunderschönen Game. Genau. What Remains of Edith Finch, ich habe es mir angeschaut gehabt bei YouTubern tatsächlich. Und also ich kenne die Story. Ich habe es aber lange nicht mehr geschaut. Das heißt, es ist einiges nicht mehr so frisch. Ich weiß, wie die Story endet und die ist traurig, so arschtraurig. Es kann sein, dass ich heute emotional werde, wenn wir soweit kommen. Ich denke aber mal, ich werde die ganze Nacht durchstreamen. Dementsprechend, ja. Ich freue mich auf jeden Fall. Nebenbei, für die Leute, die den gestrigen Stream nicht geschaut haben und den werbefrei noch gucken möchten, wir haben dort Minecraft with Friends gespielt, also im Prinzip Minecraft mit, in dem Fall Cookie. Und im Übrigen, ich glaube, Cookie ist auch bei mir auf dem Twitch-Channel weiter mit vertreten. Irgendwo weiter unten eben auf dem Twitch-Channel. Nice von, dass mir einfach die Nachrichten, die erlaubt werden müssen, nicht angezeigt werden in Streamlabs. Aber gut, ich will mal nicht so sein. Just followed me on Twitter. Muss ich mal gucken. Ich bin auf Twitter legit nicht aktiv. Ich habe da nur vorhin. Streamlabs hatte mir angezeigt, ich könnte ein Tweet posten. Aber ich hab gedacht, komm, mache ich. Keine Ahnung, wo man das anschaut, holy shit. Vielleicht bei Profile? Ach ja, schätzungsweise unter dem Follow-Ding, ne? Wow, oh mein Gott, 9 Followers. Aha. Aha, das ist eine Businessmasche. Offenbar. Oh wait, New York, USA. Okay, sorry, you're an English. Or an American girl, so okay. Yeah, why not? But I don't buy anything from you, so I guess I don't buy anything from you. So normally I talk in German, so I hope you understand anyway. But if not, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, yeah. Oh wait. Ich muss auf Discord posten. Ich muss doch Werbung auf Discord machen. I was making ads on Discord. That's important. Deswegen. Oh. Genau, hier ist es drauf. Das passt. Wait a minute, kann ich Clips? Ja, schade. Ah, und ich habe gedacht, ich kann auf dem Discord auch schicken. Schade. Okay. Anyway. Ich habe heute tatsächlich keine Musik mit im Hintergrund. Also ich könnte welche anmachen, wenn das irgendjemand stören würde. Aber an sich würde ich gerne ganz normal eben die Musik vom Spiel begutachten, weil ich glaube tatsächlich, dass das Game relativ gute Musik dabei hat. Ich habe gar nicht mein Flauschi-Tail an. Deswegen. Okay, also. Ich würde sagen, oh, ich muss die Szene, glaube ich, eh noch umändern. Warte mal. Weil sonst wird es nicht angezeigt. Da. Also, perfekt. Dann würde ich sagen, legen wir los, nicht? Also wir sind jetzt im Game drin. Ich habe noch nichts gespielt. Ich bin gespannt. Let's freaking go. Ist geil. Ja, Buch öffnen. What? Edith Finch.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that.
Warte. Dialog. Dialog machen wir mal lauter. Ich will, dass man die auch hört.
I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
Oh mein Gott, das fängt schon so. Kann man sie an! Und die Grafik.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh. Ich finde die Steuerung sehr cool, tatsächlich.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, ja. Oh mein Gott, das ist. Es ist scheiße, wenn man die Story kennt. Aber es ist trotzdem immer noch. Es ist immer noch sehr traurig. Also selbst wenn man die Story kennt, ist es immer noch sehr traurig. No trespassing, okay.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Holy. Das Haus sieht immer noch. Ich finde, das
No
Haus
one had
sieht.
driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Ich finde immer noch, dass das Haus krass an den Fuchsbau von. Hier. Von. Sag schnell. Mensch. An den Fuchsbau von den Weasleys erinnert, tatsächlich. Weil das genauso aufgebaut ist. Im Übrigen. Wie lange ist Schoki haltbar? Weiß das jemand? Ich habe seit Ewigkeiten Schoki in meiner Tasche liegen. Kindercountry. Schmeckt immer noch gleich. That's fine for me. Ah. Ah. Hm. Hm. Es wird mir hier wieder meine Audio nicht angezeigt. Ach, bitte euch doch. Oh fuck, meine Hand ist voller. Schoki. So, ja, jetzt alle. Einmal ausblenden und wieder einblenden. Funktioniert wieder. Haben Sie schon mal probiert, das Gerät neu zu starten? Ich muss kurz das Kindercountry essen. So voller Schoki, oder? Mm. Geil. Mm. Ich würde jetzt gerne deinen Namen aussprechen, aber er ist irgendwie zu schwer. Aber trotzdem danke für den Follow. Warte mal. Ich muss den Namen trotzdem. Warte mal. Warum habe ich hier eigentlich kein Activity-Feld drin? Warte mal. Das gibt's nicht. Ich muss kurz ein Activity-Feld reinmachen. Minifeed. Nee. Schieben wir die mal so. Bei dem Minifeed machen wir so. Änderungen speichern. Nieres Palmer. Danke für den Follower. Ich hoffe, ich habe es richtig ausgesprochen. Ich wollte nur den Namen nochmal sehen. Deswegen. Also ich hoffe, ich habe es richtig ausgesprochen. Wenn nicht, bitte korrigier mich.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Tja, und wir tun's. Wir tun's
But
trotzdem.
now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Ja.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Zum Thema, es sieht aus wie der Fuchsbau von Weasleys. Ich find's krass horrormäßig tatsächlich. Ich find's trotzdem mega schön. Oh, was ist denn das? Was ist denn das? Holy shit. Irgendeine alte Baute. Ganz viel Missing Flyer. Kann ich aber nicht lesen. Ah, hier, warte, hier liegt auch eine. Milton Finch. Ja. Kann es sein, dass wir schwanger sind? Oder ist das einfach nur ein Rock? Ich glaube, mich daran erinnern zu können, dass wir ein Mädel gespielt haben.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Das kann ich tatsächlich verstehen. Ich fände dieses Haus auch sehr, sehr gruselig. Deswegen. Aber wiederum auch sehr schön. Das muss man einfach auch sagen. Es sieht trotzdem auch sehr schön aus.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Ja, und ich kann mir auch vorstellen, warum. Warum du Angst vor dem Haus hattest. Dieses Haus erzählt tatsächlich eine interessante Geschichte und die schauen wir uns an.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Es sieht halt legit so aus, als ob da noch jemand wohnen würde. Deswegen, also es ist, so wie ich das sehen kann, auch nicht unbedingt was staubig oder sowas. Ich würde schätzen, wir müssen einen anderen Weg ins Haus finden. Sogar für einen Rentner hier die Treppe. Garage kommen wir schätzungsweise nicht rein, oder? Nee. Ich weiß, also wie gesagt, ich kenne zwar die Story, aber ich weiß nicht mehr genau, wie sie abgelaufen ist, beziehungsweise wie man das Game gespielt hat. Und deswegen, ich denke mal, hier kommen wir dann rein.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Nacht. Ach ja, stimmt. Da war was. Ich kann gar nicht beurteilen. Ich weiß gar nicht, warum die nochmal geflohen sind, tatsächlich. Beziehungsweise abgehauen sind, weißt du? Weil das Haus steht halt hier. Hier ist sogar noch ein Wagen drunter, holy shit. Das Haus ist halt verlassen. Das ist klar. Aber warum jetzt Edith Finch und ich glaube... ich glaube, dass Edith Finch und ihre Mutter sowie... ich glaube... Scheißendreck. So wie die Oma, glaube ich. Oder die Uroma? Nee, die Oma. Die Uhr. Ja, keine Ahnung. Wir werden es, glaube ich, noch erfahren.
I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Holy shit. Lewis Finch. Ah, das war der Bruder. Ah, stimmt. Okay. Das Game ist unheimlich. Das komplette Haus. Also es ist cool gemacht mit den Soundeinstellungen, weil man muss ja dazu sagen, dieses Haus hat mehrere Anbauten und so weiter und hat teilweise auch dann mittlerweile Löcher und dementsprechend zieht hier natürlich auch Wind durch, aber es ist halt so krass unheimlich. Edith. Okay, schätzungsweise das Mädel, das Kleine, das ist Edith. Ah ja, stimmt, steht ja drauf. Dawn ist die Mom, Eddie ist die Oma. Ja, genau, ja, deswegen meine ich. Die haben jetzt zum Schluss dann zu viert nur noch gewohnt. Bis dann Lewis dann offensichtlich, wie man es hier dann sieht, gestorben ist. Deswegen. Das ist schon. Also für die Leute, die mit dem Tod und sowas nicht umgehen können, ich hier eine kleine Triggerwarnung, hier geht sehr viel um Tod. Deswegen. Also nur, dass ihr Bescheid wisst.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Ah.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Was sonst sind wir? Das war der Steve-Flyer. Das ist schon schade. Oh mein Gott, mich schaut's die ganze Zeit über den Rücken. Holy shit. Oh, Alter, ich muss mal noch was machen. Bevor ich das jetzt vergesse. Weil ich weiß, dass mein Freund zu unfähig dafür ist. Nichts gegen ihn, ich liebe ihn. Aber. Wartet mal, wartet mal, wartet mal. Ich muss mal kurz die Desktop-Name stumm schalten. Achso, okay, das ist okay. Ja, okay, nevermind. HTTPS. Achso, ich kann wieder anschalten. Doppelpunkt twitch.tv/Bino hier Schrägstrich. Okay, back to the game.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Das ist so emotional irgendwie. Holy shit. Sogar der Rollstuhl von der Oma. Schätzungsweise mein Platz. Also der von Edith. Das ist der von Dawn. Also im Prinzip. Nee, wobei das könnte auch sein, dass das der Platz von Edith war. Weil Edith ist halt klein gewesen da. Die war weiß ich nicht wie alt. Aber auf dem Foto war es sehr, sehr, sehr jung. Deswegen. Ist die Oma. Hier ist sogar noch eine Beatmungsflasche, schätzungsweise von der Omi.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Großoma. Okay, es ist die Großoma. So war das. Die Großoma. Holy shit. Die drei. Oh, hier ist sogar noch ein Handy. Holy. Ah, da hat jemand den Link gefunden. Ich wusste, dass du zu unfähig dafür bist. Nein, Spaß, alles gut. Ich hab dich lieb, Schatzi. Market. Ich suche die ganze Zeit nach Hinweisen, was passiert ist und sowas. Ist das Edith und Lewis? Ihr Mutter! Glaubst du wohl, was beleidigen Sie meine Mutter? Nein, Spaß. Und ist dein Mom schon wieder zu Hause? Ich hab seiner Mom.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of
Dankeschön,
it. Like a smile,
Dankeschön.
too
Warte.
many teeth.
Dankeschön. Danke. I mean, ich kann zumindest kochen. Sagt der Mayonnaise in die Mikrowelle stellt. Um sie warm zu essen. Wo hab ich... Oh, scheiße. Fuck. Warte mal, ich muss kurz weg, okay? Ich habe mein geiles Apfelwasser unten vergessen im Auto. Fuck. Ich bin sofort wieder da. Kleinen Moment. Ey, das ist kein meine Chicken Nuggets verbrennen Moment. Glaubst ja wohl, du Arschloch. So, ich hab mein Apfelwasser. Jetzt ist der Tag gerettet.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Holy shit. Ja, die Finch-Familie, die hat eine kleine Story tatsächlich zu erzählen.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Danke, Nightbot. Die Story so wunderschön, wirklich. So traurig, so emotional. Irgendwer aus der Familie hat offenbar Insekten gesammelt. Okay. Hier kommen wir in die Küche. Hafen. Geige. Harfe. Das ist auf jeden Fall eine Harfe. Wunderschön.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Schätzungsweise gehen wir mal nach oben.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Ah, Milton war die Vermisstenanzeige draußen.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Kinder. Molly, 1937 bis 1947. Das ist so ein cozy Haus, Alter. Calvin. Oh nein. Der ist hier in dem Game. Nein, Spaß. 1950 bis 1961. Schätzungsweise also Mutter Oma von Gregory. Warum ist sie Gregory? Okay, nevermind. Oh, hier ist noch ein Zimmer. Sven Hofstadt Finch, 1915 bis 1964. Und Eddie, 1917 bis 2010. Ha, tja, muss mit klarkommen.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Ja, Barbara ist offensichtlich eine Autorin oder ja, hier. Ich habe gerade Bully Herbig gelesen, oder? Das ist schon lustig. Jetzt noch höher. Okay, es ist aber offensichtlich verziehen. Barbara. Ah, Barbara.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Das Viech ist maximal gruselig. Ah, warte, ich kann in alle Bilder.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Ah, okay. Warte mal. Okay, ich kann nicht... Nee, ich kann nicht sprinten, okay. Da gehen wir gleich rein. Ich denke mal, darüber geht's weiter.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Die sind alle nicht alt geworden. Mein Molly ist 1937 geboren und starb 1947. Hier steht leider kein Name dran. Schau mal hier drüben nochmal. Okay, Sven Hofstadt Finch ist tatsächlich schon älter geworden. Eddie auch. Also die sind offenbar beide. Aber der Eddie ist ja unsere Uroma da.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Genau, das ist nämlich die Uroma im Prinzip. Interessant, interessant. Jetzt haben wir hier noch Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Hallo, Nadine. Das ist schön, dass du im Stream bist. Ah. Und Gregory.
As a
Gregory,
kid,
oh
I
mein
just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Warte mal, Gregory, Alter. Gregory ist wahrscheinlich nicht mal 1 Jahr alt. Holy. Calvin war offenbar nur 11 Jahre alt. Sven und Eddie haben offenbar am längsten gelebt. Wie lange hat Barbara gelebt? Er ist auch schon relativ jung gestorben. Aber das liegt tatsächlich auch wahrscheinlich an dem Fluch, dass alle guten Künstler so schnell sterben. Okay, wir gehen mal in den Raum. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wem der Raum gehört.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Tja.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Ha.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh mein Gott, ich hab so Gänsehaut, holy shit.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This room, okay.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Ich hab richtig angefangen und ich hab fucking Pippi in den Augen, holy shit.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Warum lässt das Käfig offen? Ich denke mal, deine Maus ist schon abgehauen. Maus.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh, das ist immer scheiße. Ah, bitte nicht.
I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Warum bin ich eine Katze? Warum ist es... Wo ist der Vogel hin?
Cookie Girl 2000.
Mann, das passt so gar nicht hier rein. Mann. Hello there. Ach Mann, ich war gerade voll konzentriert.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Ist das einfach nur ein krass lebhafter Traum? Ja, I know, ich kenn's auch.
Big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Bin echt scheiße da drin.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What the fuck? Okay, man muss bedenken, Molly ist ein Kind. Kinder träumen relativ... Wie sagt man? Wie träumen Kinder relativ... Ach, keine Ahnung. Also ich kann da kann ich es schon wieder verstehen, tatsächlich. Aber ich habe eine Vorahnung, wie die Geschichte ausgeht, bei Molly jedenfalls. Ja, ich hab's mal irgendwann geschaut. Was meinst du mit aktiv?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh,
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
oh.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh nein. Ja.
I got closer and closer.
Oh nein.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Hat ein wenig. Ja, ja, schon was.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Wann eigentlich wieder MC? Gute Frage.
When
But
Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Ich bin, denke ich mal, die ganze Nacht wach, also ich könnte gerne an sich nachher noch vielleicht zocken. Je nachdem, wie schnell ich das Game durchkriege. Sven war so der
Even in her
Baumeister.
90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh Gottes Willen.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Ach du Scheiße.
It was a pretty big trace.
Ha, ja. Ja.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Nein, wär's nicht. Es wäre kein Badezimmer für mich.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, nein.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Muss mal kurz. So. Max, deine Mutter hat mir gerade geschrieben. Oh mein Gott, dieses Spiel. Es macht mich so fertig. Es macht mich so fertig.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Ja, dein Motor. An sich schon, aber da kommt das Wasserzeichen. Deswegen. Wir haben so viel Technik in diesem Haus. Holy shit. Ich will jetzt auch wieder.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Also Max, das nächste Mal müssen wir zu deiner Mom, ne? Kann ich lange lachen irgendwie. Nicht bei diesem Game.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Also das ist doch noch ein Horror-Game, ich hasse es.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh! just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Das ist Halloween, habe ich das schon mal gesagt?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And there he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Hey, warum ist das jetzt auf einmal so lustig gestaltet?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was.
So ist Barbara
Maybe what
gestorben?
Edie saw was
Die hatte
not
einen
candy.
freaking Traum? Okay. Achso, warte, wir kommen ja wahrscheinlich nicht hier raus. Das heißt, das wird wieder einen anderen Weg geben. Ach, ja. Natürlich, deswegen.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Okay, wir gehen weiter. Das waren die Gründer.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Ah, warte mal, wir haben ja den Keller jetzt. Warte, das stimmt. Was war das eigentlich für ein Zimmer? Warte mal.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Aha.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Ah, hier sind die Baumstämme hergestellt. Worum wetten wir, dass wir jetzt Svens Geschichte bekommen?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Wer war Walter? Warte mal. Achso, warte, ich hab sie hier. Hier. Hier, Walter ist also schon relativ... Molly ist die Jüngste.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Ja, ja.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Walter passt da jetzt
I know it's out
überhaupt
there
nicht rein.
somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Ah, ich wusste es.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Walters Grabstätte.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. I thought you should know about your family.
Ja, jetzt kommt das. Jetzt kann man das nicht mehr unbedingt so weit wegdrücken. Ich bin nicht Edith. Also, der Charakter, den ich spiele, das ist nicht
And the
Edith
history
Finch.
you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Ich kann im Übrigen bei dem Game nicht viel reden. Ich höre lieber tatsächlich nur hin.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Das ist Grandpa Sam. Und das ist seine Geschichte.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep going. Great shot, Dawn!
Ja, dieses Gesicht ist irgendwie...
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, That's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Der hat gesessen, Alter. Der hat mies gesessen, Junge. Oh. Darauf war ich nicht vorbereitet. Mir ist gerade aufgefallen, dass ich nicht alles mitgekriegt habe, wo ich die Videos geschaut habe.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Der war hart. Der war wirklich hart.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh nein, das ist... Oh nein, das ist... Oh. Das ist auch wieder so...
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy. know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Gregorys Geschichte war das dieses Ah. Mann.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I remember.
Husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power, but all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Nun gut.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Ah, das
At the
ist...
time,
Okay.
it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Ah, okay. Milton, Lewis, Edith letzten Endes und Sanjay und die Mutter Dawn oder wie die hieß. Ich meine Dawn.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ja, der ist noch nicht gestorben, offenbar.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Dieses Spiel ist...
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
Lewis war dann wohl der Drogenabhängige in der Familie. Würde ich mal schätzen wollen. So ein Zimmer will ich auch haben.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved.
Schwierig.
Bats. And toads. And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of his electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Leben war jetzt. Dass der Selbstmord begangen hatte. Ich bin so durch nach dem Game, Alter.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Das mit dem Selbstmord hat tatsächlich einen persönlichen Grund, warum mir das jetzt so... Ja.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Auch wie ich das jetzt so mitgenommen hatte. Oh Gott.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Schlimmste, was man machen kann.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car and... I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
Nee,
I just wanna meet
ich
you.
bin nicht gemutet. Ich will nur gerade nichts sagen.
And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Für alle, die es jetzt noch nicht mitgekriegt haben. Und ich sehe es jetzt gerade erst. Das passiert tatsächlich auf einer fucking realen Geschichte. Ich will mal so viel sagen. Ich habe noch nie bei einem Game geheult. Es könnte so traurig sein, wie ich es wollte, aber hat irgendwie nie funktioniert. Bei dem hat es funktioniert, wobei ich die Story schon kannte. Ich wusste, wie es endet. Ist das scheiße. Wer hätte gedacht, dass ich so einen Scheiß heulen muss, Alter. Ah. Ja, ich bin für heute raus. Ich bin für heute raus. Ich bin glücklich, dass heute wieder so viele dabei waren. Ah, ich werde mich jetzt erstmal abreagieren bei der Runde Minecraft. Nee, wahrscheinlich werde ich jetzt einfach nur mit Cookie Minecraft zocken oder sowas. Du auch, Max. Ich hab dich lieb. Meine Fresse. Das gibt's nicht. Also, macht's gut. Gute Nacht. Alle zusammen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen.